Hey everyone, today we're looking at the top 10 most underrated survivor perks in Dead by Daylight. This is a little bit of a tricky one because the game is filled with many terrible perks. So this is to highlight ones that are underused but with effective application can become very strong. However, that isn't to say that these perks are better than the usual meta perks, because most of them aren't, but this list is filled with perks you may want to try out for variety or just have a bit more fun with your builds. In our number 10 spot we have Dance With Me, which is a perk I feel is pretty slept on, despite it having some great combos. Dance With Me is a Kate Denson perk, and activates after a fast vault of either a pallet, a window, or a fast locker exit. After one of these fast actions is done, you leave no scratch marks for 3 seconds. This can be great as long as you make sure to keep out of the killer's line of sight after achieving this fast action, because the point of this is to leave no evidence behind for the killer to track you down with. So in a chase, after you've vaulted and the perk activates, you get 3 seconds to basically make distance and try to disappear. This perk works great with perks like Quick and Quiet, Lithe, and Iron Will. Kindred is our number 9, because I think it's a great perk that just doesn't get used enough. I don't think it's completely unknown, mostly because it's not a teachable, meaning everyone has access to it. Kindred activates upon being hooked or a teammate being hooked, where it reveals all survivor auras to one another, as well as the killer's aura if he is within 60 meters of the hook. The reason why Kindred is great is because it can update teammates on your situation and reveal whether the killer is camping. I would especially recommend this to grey and yellow ranks where camping happens pretty frequently. This perk is kind of the master perk for coordinating a team that has no comms, and even when they do, this can still be pretty helpful. Bond is our number 8, and another that many are aware of but don't really use. Bond is simple. If a survivor is within 36 meters of you, you see their aura. Very simple, but also very useful. Again, this one is more for people who solo queue. You can pair this with the point and come here actions to help coordinate teams, as well as locate other survivors that you can work on generators or heal. A simple perk, but an effective one. Ace in the Hole is number 7. This is another fairly simple perk with more of a passive effect than anything else. Ace in the Hole gives you add-ons to items found in chests, often at uncommon rarities if you're lucky. It also allows you to keep the add-ons upon escaping. Like I said, this is just really a nice passive perk to have and can help you out quite a bit. Much of the time you'll get a yellow medkit with 2 charge add-ons, which is around 2 and a bit full heals. So although this is meant to be more of a fun perk, it can sometimes come in clutch. The beauty of it really is that it's passive. There's nothing you have to do other than open a chest and you get some free stuff. Technician is a Feng Min perk that comes in at number 6. Technician reduces the range in which the killer can hear generators being done by 8 meters, and also gives a safety net to survivors who miss skill checks. It does this by having a 50% chance to not explode the generator after a skill check is missed. This is a great combo of abilities which would generally be split up if the perk was released today. The ability alone to reduce the hearing range is very powerful. Often killers will skirt by areas close enough to a generator and listen to sound instead of fully checking the area, especially if a generator is hard to get to, like the upstairs or downstairs generators on Haddonfield. This perk has a lot of potential to get sneaky gens done, and also the additional benefit of saving you if you do miss a skill check. Very solid perk. Aftercare is a Jeff perk that activates upon any altruistic action to do with another survivor, wherein it lights up their aura for the rest of the game unless you are hooked. The survivor you healed or saved can also see you. Once you have performed an altruistic action on all 3 survivors, you can see your teammates at all times, regardless of distance. The distance having no cap is kind of a big thing, because you won't find that on many perks. So aura reading perks without a range cap are very powerful, which is the main reason why this perk is good. The only downside is that you lose these auras if you're hooked, but still an overall helpful perk to have, and even more so if your team doesn't have comms. Solidarity is a great perk that can help in countering killers who use perks that delay healing, such as Thanatophobia or Sloppy Butcher, as well as killers who rely on constant damaging of survivors to gain control, like Legion. Solidarity activates when healing another survivor. However much you heal that survivor by, 50% of that healing is also applied to you. So if you were to fully heal a teammate, it would heal you to 50% health automatically. Like I said, great perk to punish killers who rely too heavily on constant injuring of survivors, as well as helping teams to cut down heal time, as heal time can often be the downfall of many teams. Alert is our number 3, and another perk that has no aura distance cap. Alert activates when the killer does a break action, which is even better now that the maps are being given breakable walls as well as pallets. Alert allows you to see the killer for a short time after every break action done. Great perk because it can keep you up to date on the killer's whereabouts. It can also often notify you if a teammate is in a chase, and in general will be activating fairly regularly, making it a strong information perk to have and generally beneficial for teams without comms, as well as helping with killer whereabouts during a chase. Another fairly simple perk that does its job well. For the People is our number 2, and I think a perk that people don't really know about because it only came out last DLC. This perk basically lets you transfer a health state from yourself to a downed survivor for the cost of being broken. This is primarily an anti-slug and clutch perk. You'll find most use with it in the endgame, or if a game has just snowballed and most survivors are down. This perk gives you the ability to instantly heal someone back into the game and double your odds at survival. This perk works great with Dead Hard as well as the new perk just released, Soul Guard. Together these can make an insane combo that can pull back games from being unwinnable and generally just a powerful perk in the right situations. Autodidact is one of my favourite perks to use because it has an amazing payoff, and so it comes in at number 1. Autodidact starts with a minus 25% penalty for hitting skill checks when healing survivors. Every time you hit a skill check, you get a token and a plus 15% progress bonus to healing actions, meaning at 3 tokens you get a 5% progress bonus, at 4 tokens you get a 20% bonus, and at 5 you get a 35% bonus. So if you have 5 tokens and you hit a skill check, it will instantly heal 35% of their total health. This perk is one that requires some luck, but results in a large payoff in my opinion. Pair this perk with Will Make It and Solidarity and you can effectively have an unstoppable healing build. This perk definitely has its downsides, such as skill check infrequency and it punishing you early game, but I believe that when you get 5 tokens with this perk that can truly be amazing. There are times when you'll get multiple skill checks in a row and you can pick someone up from the dying state to full health in a matter of seconds. The reason why it's so underused is because it can simply be unhelpful if you don't get past the first 2 skill checks, but for me, Autodidact is the most underrated perk in the game for survivors. Alright, well thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Please drop a comment below and have a good day.